Hi everybody, welcome to my latest video. This one is going to be all about the pergola, and I'm actually filming the intro before I do the work because by the time I'm finished this video, I'm really hoping that I have an upright pergola behind me in place, fully assembled, fully braced, and then I'll get to work on the rafters after that's done. So I didn't want to do my intro after the work had been done because there will, fingers crossed, be a pergola right there, and I didn't want to have any spoilers. Plus, we're gonna take a trip down to Sinead's place at the end of the video and check out the progress she's made on the deck. The deck is moving along at great speed, and it's gonna be really fun to show you her work down there. And yeah, so that's it. I don't know what I'm gonna get done in this video, but as I mentioned, I'm really hoping for some big changes, for some vertical. I wanna go vertical in this video, and I've got a lot of work ahead of me. So we'll start the video with a little bit of mortise work that I did yesterday, and then we'll just keep pushing on with the woodwork and see how far I can get. It's just such a beautiful night. I thought I would come out and do a little bit of work getting this mortise started, because until I finish this mortise, I can't push on with the rest of the pergola. But Sinead is down there at this very moment finishing her deck off, and so she has the drill, so I can't actually push on with any more work until I get that. So I'm gonna let her do her thing, and then tomorrow I'll finish off the mortise, and then we'll go down and check out her deck because it's looking absolutely wonderful, and it's gonna be an amazing addition to the front of her yurt. And the speed that she's done this job in is just astounding. So I don't know if you can hear her drilling away down there, but yeah, she's been going for it, and there's some amazing things to show you. So yeah, I just wanted to get outside, enjoy this beautiful evening, put a teeny tiny start on the mortise, because who doesn't love the sound of chisels, I ask you? And I thought I would just get going. So it's been a nice short little flurry of work, and tomorrow will be all about getting this pergola finished, braced, and eventually, in the next few days, upright. I've been inspired by Sinead's amazing deck and the speed that she's working at, and yeah, I'm eager to push on with my project as well. So goodbye from an absolutely glorious evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning from another beautiful day in Portugal. The sun is out, the temperature is amazing. It's actually probably about noon. It was a pretty late start today, and I've been down to see Sinead because she's on the phone, and so I stole the drill from her. She's still working on the deck. It looks amazing, but I just need this for maybe about 10 minutes to bore out the mortise. And so the idea with the drill, since I don't have a mortiser, which seems like the most amazing tool ever that would make this very quick, the idea is that you set your drill or take note of the depth that you need to go, and you're going to drill down into the mortise space to that same depth or a little deeper, and do a whole bunch of drills, and then you get at it with the chisels after that. So let's drill some stuff, return the stolen goods back to Sinead so she can get on with the deck, and then once I get this done, I can assemble these and start thinking about braces. You want to try to keep it as straight as possible. Oftentimes you'll have somebody spotting you in the other way, so you can get everything nice and straight uppy downy, but I don't have a person to do that, and so I'm just going to go for it. So you can see that I've mangled this to a pretty reasonable quality. The idea now is to just get in with the chisels. You can actually do this with a much larger drill bit, but the last time I did it, the drill didn't really like it. So I just decided to try it with a smaller one, which presents its own challenges. It kind of slips off the top bits, and I've kind of mangled the side here, but this will all be hidden underneath anyways. So I'm going to return this to Sinead, but we're not going to check on her just yet. I'm going to wait until she's finished the entire deck, and then we'll have a great reveal at the end of the video. But she needs this to carry on, so I'm going to run this down to her, probably have a little bit of lunch, and then get on with the chiseling. Tool shares are great, but I am wondering if certain things like drills and impact drivers might be good to have too, but that's something for the future. Right now, having a friend right next door that you can share tools and jobs and all kinds of stuff with is really amazing. So I don't mind having to run back and up and down to get the drill because she's just right here, and it's yeah, really a wonderful thing. I can see the deck over yonder. She's working away, but we won't do a great reveal until she's completely finished. So right now, drill delivery, and then I'll get on with the mortise. Okay, I've eaten some lunch, I've done some chores, and now I'm finally ready to finish making this mortise. Okay, the mortise is cut, the tenon is ready to go in. I haven't tried it yet, and it's very hard for me to get it on the first go, so I imagine there'll be a little bit of refinement to get it all to fit nice and snugly. But before I try this out, I wanted to just talk about these two pieces over here. These are the ends of the rafters. So I'm going to hopefully use these as diagonals. This one might be a little too short. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I don't know, something like that. It'll probably be fine. So I actually spent a whole bunch of time a few days ago chopping the rafters to size, and this is what I was left with. I also planed the rafters, trying to get rid of all of the really rough bits and trying to get the whole thing down to the same width because one piece was much thicker than the other. So that took a bit of work, but I think I have two rafters that are mostly ready to go, and having two will allow me to brace the pergola once I get this thing vertical. So right now, it's all about giving this a try. So everyone, cross your fingers and toes, and let's see if I can get this thing to fit. So she's close, but it needs a little bit of refinement. So I'll get the chisels out, keep working on this off camera, and get back to you when I have both pieces in and I'm ready to mark the braces up. Okay, she fits. I'm not entirely sure it's square. It doesn't look like it from here. So I've got some refinement to do, and then I'm going to assemble the entire thing, lay it down, and square it all off. I'll do that off camera because it's not possible for me to think while also being filmed, it would seem. So I'll get all that ready and mark the braces up, and then tomorrow, bright and early I hope, I'll be back at it to cut some braces and get this thing assembled. So I've got some challenging work ahead, but I'm really looking forward to taking that next step and getting this thing vertical. Hi everybody from a new day. It's not the morning, it's much later in the day. I'm off to a slow start, but that's okay because I think I have a plan now. So I've got everything laid out. The posts are in the beam. There is a little bit of a space over on that one, but I'm gonna just leave it as it is for now and see how it goes when it's all vertical. Right now it's all about making braces. So I've marked out some lines, 32 centimeters down to here, and then 32 centimeters over to there. And that's just gonna allow me to line everything up and scribe these braces. So I'll be making a whole bunch of lines, making a whole bunch of cuts. But first things first, let's get this piece planed because it's looking a little bit sketchy on this side and I need to get the braces to the same thickness. So that's looking okay. It's got kind of a concerning crack right here, but I guess I'll just, I don't know, work on it and see if that turns into something that's a problem or not. I think I still have a lot of work to do on this one. Oh, they're pretty close actually, thickness-wise, but maybe off by about, I don't know, 3 or 4 millimeters, maybe 5. So, on to piece number 2. So before I go further with this piece of wood, I need to figure out what the heck is happening here. I think it's a carpenter bee or something like that, and I'm really hoping the hole travels that way or goes straight down rather than burrowing into the wood in this direction because I don't have a massive amount of length to play with this piece, so I don't want to lose too much of it. So I'll chop it off there, and let's see what this thing is doing. So that was pretty stupid. I forgot to set the depth. So let's try this again. So this is a problem. It's a pretty big hole. It looks like it goes pretty deep. I'm going to chop off just a bit more. I think I can spare a little. And then I'll just be sure whether I can use this piece or not. But it's not looking good. So this is very annoying. Unfortunately, whatever creature has burrowed into this piece seems to have gone quite far in. So I don't know what to do. I guess I'll just focus on the other brace for now and then maybe try to use this and see what's up, or just, I don't know, give up and find a different piece. Okay, so I've marked out this brace using this gizmo here, and it's basically, well, you know what? I'm not going to explain it. I'm just going to finish the cuts, and then when I bring it back, you'll probably get a better idea of what I'm doing. So let's just get to work, get this thing done, and then I can show you rather than telling you. So it's a new day. The brace is cut off at both sides, but I think I've decided to put the bracing on the opposite side. So that means I have to flip all this crap over and redo everything facing the other direction. Sinead's not around, otherwise maybe we could just tip the whole thing up together and set it down on the other side, but that just seems a little bit too unruly for one person. So I'll disassemble things, and when I do that, I think I might also try to figure out the height. But to do that, I think I should probably put scaffolding up. So to start the morning, instead of doing this cut, I'm gonna get the blood pumping a bit because it's a bit chilly, and I'm going to make some room for the scaffolding. So I've got this geotextile stuff right here, and I have some also underneath already, but I really want to go big on the weed protection because I'm going to use the calçada, and oftentimes you see little weeds making their way through the stones. So just to start my morning, to get things going, to get energized, I'm going to put some geotextile down there, move that pile on top, and make a flat space here. So I think I'll keep this stuff doubled up. It's actually pretty flimsy. It's not as good as the stuff I buy at the store usually, but it's much cheaper. So I think I'll just keep it double and err on the side of caution as far as weeds go, because once this is all done and down, there's no going back, and so I want as much weed protection as I can possibly have. And I can trim this off afterwards, so I'm just gonna overlap it, make a little nest for all the gravel, and then if I need to, I'll chop this off at the very end. So I want to leave a little lip for the next piece to either go under or go on top of, so it overlaps. And I'm wondering if maybe I'll just carry on. I'll lay another wood down. I'll get rid of the full pile there and extend this out. Okay, I've done more of the patio. I'm not going to tamp this down yet because I really have to consider the height I need to get to. I'm pretty sure I add sand after this. I'm not entirely sure yet. But I know that Nick and Andrea over at Project Portugal have done a video, or maybe a few, on laying calçada. So I'm hoping there's some good tips in there. I imagine there will be. Those guys know their stuff. But first, I'm hoping for some good news with the braces. I'm going to explain how this all works later on just by showing you. But right now you can see that this piece of wood under here, my second brace, my hopeful second brace, is just about the right size. It's down to 1 millimeter. So the only thing that's going to possibly screw me is whatever's happening with that hole there. And I won't know until I cut into it. So I've got some marking and cutting to do, and I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that this works out. So the brace is all marked up. This part here is coming off. And I'm not going to cut the whole thing on camera because you've seen a lot of sawing so far. But I'm going to lop off this little corner piece because that's where the hole is. But on further realization, I probably should have just stuck a stick in it because it's not actually that deep. So I know this is going to work. It's going to be fine. But let's chop this piece off and then I'll continue making the brace. And then it's going to look like this one. And then the next step is to chisel stuff out so that it sits right into the frame there. All right, I've got my tools. Let's chop. Okay, this is amazing news. It's looking really good. The hole is gone, and this is going to save me so much time because making another one of these pieces would have been a complete pain in the neck. So great news to start the day, and I just heard Sinead get back from town, so I'm going to finish off these cuts, and then I'm going to rope her into helping me mark out stuff. I don't know what my first step is, but I'm going to try to get a rafter going across so I can determine the height of the posts and then cut those off. So I've got a bunch of work ahead of me. The sun is out. It's beautiful. I'm just gonna get to it. Okay, one side of one brace is done. That's the second one. I'll work on that in a bit. And I've just gone partially through this one. I'm gonna finish the cut on camera. Got a little carried away. I was listening to a podcast and sort of overdid the cut, but that's probably gonna be okay. But before I get into the cutting, let's say hello to this little guy, because he's looking pretty feisty. Hello. Hello, Fatso. How's it going? You're very cute, Larry. You're very, very cute. But I've got work to do, so I'll see you later. So I decided to do the cuts with the saw instead of the chisel. It's just faster. And because this thing's so sharp, I can get it nice and precise. So that's what I'm doing. And it's going okay. A little slow, but this whole woodworking thing is very slow. It takes a little bit of brain power to actually mark this stuff out. And you don't want to get it wrong because you don't have to remake all these pieces. So I'm taking great care, and this seems to be the tool for the job. Taking great care except for these two little mistakes here. So one brace is done, but I've still got a lot of work to do. And upon further reflection, there's absolutely no way I'm getting this thing vertical in the video. I've got loads more to do, and the next step, well, I've still got another brace to make. I've got to square everything up. I've got loads of sanding to do, and I have another thing to do that's going to take a lot of time as well. related to the brace. And so the idea is that because these are 45-degree cuts, this should act as the thing that squares up this whole thing. So when these are slotted in like this, everything should fit snugly and be square. So the next part of this process is going to be very finicky, very time consuming, but I think really rewarding. I basically want to draw a pencil line. First of all, measure everything so it's all sitting in the right spot. Draw a pencil line around this, and then I'll be chiseling out space so that this sits flush with this. And everything's going to be nice and strong and hopefully look really cool. So this is a slightly different way of doing things. Normally I would have the tenon going into the beam, into the interior, so that it's all hidden away. But to be honest, that was going to be really hard. It's not an easy thing to do. It takes a lot of measurements that I don't really remember how to do. And I figured that this would just be an easier, quicker way. And I also think it's going to look pretty cool as well. So I've got another brace to cut. I've got lots of sanding to do. And I'm running out of time because I have plans later. So I'm going to just get on with this. And I'll see you again tomorrow, where I think I'll get the scaffolding up, but I won't be going vertical, unfortunately. But the next video, I think I can get it done. So I'll see you tomorrow, and we'll also go down and say hi to Sinead and see where she's at with the deck. Good morning from a rainy, overcast day. I've got one more thing I'd like to do with the pergola to see if I can figure out the height. But first, let's say hello to this guy. Good morning, sir. How's it going? And this guy over here. Hello. How are you doing? That's good to hear. And I think, because it's rained a little bit, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to go inside and see what's happening with this thing. Okay, window, did you keep out the water or did you not keep out the water? Let's have a look. What do you guys think? Moment of truth. There's no water. There's no water. So this is good. This is good. I feel good about this. It didn't rain very much, but it's a start. So it was definitely only a small misting last night. It didn't rain hard at all, but I don't know. I kind of want to be done with this. I feel like I want to either router this front piece to be at an angle or put another little bead of something along there, because I don't know, you can see that there's space there and I just feel like the water wants to go in. Another thing I could do is extend this down with a little strip of wood over the front. The guy does not want to come back and do this stuff. He's sort of had it. So, I mean, I owe him about 130 euros. And even though there's issues and even though windows should keep water out, I can't have him continually coming back here all the time. You know, he's already said he's lost money. I said, well, if you did the job right the first time, you wouldn't have lost money. So, you know, maybe we're not on as friendly terms as we were before, but I also don't want to be totally unreasonable. I'm very happy with the window, but I'll have to do my own repairs as well. So I think I'll probably message him and figure out some sort of price that makes sense for both of us, where I'll do the final repairs of this thing or try to make it work with care because it's my window. And hopefully he just gives me a discount and we part ways. So I'm going to hide inside because it's still a little cold and rainy out, but my next task before I go down is to try to figure out what the heights of these posts are going to be, and then cut them off. So I'm going to have a coffee and then get on with that after. Okay, folks, I've got some weird and wonderful things to share with you. First up is this craziness over here. So the posts will sit inside this, on this. So this is going to get screwed into the bottom, and I can adjust the height of this wherever I want it to. There's a couple bolts there. I can also adjust the height with the cement, but I'm just going to cement that entire thing in there and then probably play around with this part to get the right level. So the post doesn't have to be perfectly the correct size because I have some wiggle room here, but I want to get it close. So then I've got this rafter here going across just to hold the level. So it's level, and what that tells me is the bottom of this over here is the same height as the top of the little tower that I've made. So I don't know if that's the best thing to mark it with. Something like that. So in order to figure out the height of the post, I've got to measure from that pink line up to where the rafters are going to go. And to figure out the height of the rafters, I've set this thing up here, and this will act as, I guess, the top of the post. I've got some figuring out to do because of the height of the beam and because I want to recess the rafters into the beam a little bit. So it's not going to be perfectly exact, but I just wanted to show you kind of what I'll be working on. Definitely off camera because this is something I can't rush and I need to give a lot of thought to. So the idea here is that I want a little bit of room above the rafter for guttering. So something like that should be fine. And then I'll mark that up there in a minute. And I have decided to put the rafters in with some metal brackets or something. So I'll need to figure out what there is at the shop. I'll drill into the stone or drill into the mortar, possibly fill it with resin or maybe lime or something like that. And then just get those in there and then place the rafters on top of them and bolt them in that way. That's the idea. I haven't found an actual piece of metal that I'll use yet, but I'm sure there's something out there. And if there isn't, I have some metal worker friends. Maybe they can make me something. So this is kind of what I'm dealing with. I've got lots to think about, lots to ponder. But first things first, let's go down to see Sinead. I've been talking about this deck for a while, and I've been down there, here and there, cheering her on, investigating the progress. And it's quite wonderful. It's her first deck, and I, for one, am very impressed, and I think you will be as well. She still has lots of ground plans. She has lots of garden beds to do, and a trellis, and all sorts of amazing things. But what she has so far is really, really wonderful. So the deck is amazing, but it's not a great reveal. There's still a bunch more work to do. So even though it's amazingly impressive already, Sinead has some big plans. She's got some big plans. What do you think?
It's just, it's not good enough. It's not good enough.
You've got more to do?
Yeah, I've got more to do.
Okay.
But I'm happy. I'm happy with how far I got.
I think it's incredibly impressive.
I think so too.
And here she is. It's a deck. It's amazing.
It's a deck.
I love it. How does it hold up? Let's do a little dance on this thing. Some nice stairs here, very sturdy. No sugariness.
Nope.
And as I mentioned in a previous video, the idea is a trellis here, a trellis there. What's the plan?
Yes. There'll be a trellis on this side, trellis on this side. I'm getting the same matching canvas and I'll put a roof over it, a pull back roof. We'll go over it, and then I'm working on my garden beds around the side.
She's lovely.
Isn't she?
She's lovely.
Isn't she?
I'm a massive fan.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this project.
And though you had the idea to start it around November, once you got started, things moved along.
Like 3 months to think about things.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
You have to ponder. One must ponder these things.
Yeah.
So there it is. Still more to do. It's going to look amazing with all the garden beds.
Yeah.
And yeah, well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Call me for all of your decking needs.
Yeah. So we'll be probably eating lunch on this thing at some point soon. And I'll check in again with the actual great reveal with all the plants and everything around it and the trellises up. So, toodaloo.
Toodaloos.
So I'm going to head back up to the house. I've got a bunch of video stuff to do, and it seems like a perfect day to hide inside and do that. I'm not as hardcore as Sinead out here working in the miserable weather, but at least it's dry. So I've also got to go into town to figure out what I'm going to do with the rafters and pick up some wood stain and all sorts of little bits to allow me to keep going on the pergola project. So I guess I'll say goodbye from this video. It's been a fun one, I think. Woodworking is really challenging for me. I'm okay at it. I feel like I'm getting better using the hand tools. There's lots of finicky little measurements to do. You have to be quite precise and patient, and it's the kind of work that I enjoy. But this kind of work does go very slowly, unfortunately, and as with all of my projects, things are taking a little while. So the rain's actually just started again, which is unfortunate, but it does make me feel better about hiding inside the house. So I'm gonna put some stuff away, I'm gonna wrap up that wood, and I'm gonna wrap up the video. I didn't go vertical, but I feel like I made some really good pushes forward. And in the next video, I hope we can get this thing up. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's been a really fun one for me. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next one.